All right, it'd be very tough to follow that up, and we go to Kenny Rhoda. Good morning.
Hey.
Sunshine and roses, my friend.
I counted 18 F-bombs. Is that more than the practice term used by Allen Iverson when he went on his rant? I don't know. We'll have to judge and see which one went longer with their choice of words. The F-bombs for Tubby or practice for Allen Iverson, man. Don't hold back, Tubby. I love it. Good for you.
Hey,
we got something to cheer you guys up.
The referee thinks he's funny. He just put Snickers bars
we
on
got a
set.
Snickers bar to cheer everybody up.
Everyone's got
Oh, there you go. Why didn't he eat that before the game, at the end of the first quarter, at halftime, at the end of the third quarter, and midway through the fourth quarter? Somebody should have been handing them to him the entire game yesterday.
Speaking of practice, Kenny, how much do you think the quarterback needs for the Cleveland Browns?
My God. Guys, yesterday, we hear all season long, play like a Brown. What the hell is that, okay? Well, where was that yesterday? Play like a Brown. I agree with Tubby. There were some guys yesterday who didn't give a damn about that football game. They didn't want to play for Johnny Manziel, and you can just see it out there. I mean, 30-0. Manziel is the only rookie quarterback, okay? There have been 6 of them since 1999, not to throw for 100 yards or score any points in his first start with the Cleveland Browns. And since he's number 21, Browns starting quarterbacks in their first game since 1999, 2-19. Hoyer and Garcia are the only ones to win their first game, and Hoyer was the guy that got you to 7-6, and they benched him and put Johnny Manziel, and he looked like a JV quarterback playing varsity football in his first ever game.
Oh, that was nice of you to say JV. I would have said 8th grader. Listen, let me throw this at you. Higher quarterback rating, their first game as a Cleveland Brown. Tim Couch, Johnny Manziel.
Oh, Tim Couch, without
All right,
question.
let's keep going.
Tim's
Luke McCown.
I think it was like 78 or 79 or something like that.
Luke McCown, higher quarterback rating. Johnny Manziel, Luke McCown.
Luke McCown.
You are correct, Luke McCown. Colt McCoy, higher quarterback rating.
Oh, Colt McCoy by far, absolutely.
Against the Steelers, too, wasn't it?
Charlie Fry.
Charlie Fry. I'll still stay with it and go Charlie Fry.
Charlie Fry, 136.7.
Brandon Whedon.
The best. Brandon Whedon.
He had 4 interceptions.
Brandon Whedon, no, that's the one. He had 3 interceptions,
4,
I think, in his first start, or was it more than 3? 4 interceptions. Yeah, he was like 0 for and then 4. So his was the only one I think would be lower than Johnny's 27 or whatever it was yesterday.
Ding, 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 ding. Nice job.
Kenny, let me say something.
You win a free bag of air. Good job.
All right,
I was working with you in 99. I was working with you. I remember the conversations. I remember the phone calls we had at the radio station. Why does this city continue to fall for the banana in the tailpipe? There are problems within this organization bigger than – now look, the quarterback was bad, but you get what I'm saying. Just like when we went through this with Tim, just like when we went through this with Derek Anderson and Brady Quinn, who was in a booth yesterday. We went through this with Colt McCoy. We went with this with Brandon Whedon. When are the people in Cleveland going to realize that there are bigger issues than just the quarterback in Cleveland?
Hopefully now. When you look at this, they went with 2 rookie running backs. They cut Ben Tate, who they signed in the offseason to be their feature back, and went with 2 rookie running backs. One they drafted in the 3rd round, one which was an undrafted rookie. Then you've got a rookie on the offensive line. Batonio's played well up until yesterday. Nobody played well on the offensive line yesterday, right, guys?
Right.
Carlos Dansby, another free agent that they brought. Do they miss him? Yeah. You think so? After not having him the last few games and everything. Kawan Williams was out yesterday. There are huge holes on this football team, and it looked for a while like Ray Farmer had plugged up some of those holes, but then injuries take its toll, and then the depth shows that this team is not close to what the Bengals, the Ravens, or the Steelers are in this division. And you're seeing that down the stretch. Correct me if I'm wrong, and I think Mike Cairns pointed it out last night on Channel 5 when he was doing the Sunday show. Guys, they have lost 10 in a row, I think, in the month of December.
Yeah.
Is that
going back
number, ain't it? Over the years, like 2.5 years now?
Yeah.
They're 0-10 in their last 10 games in the month of December, and that's when you play to get into the playoffs. Playoffs. Yeah, the playoffs. That's when you get in, is by winning. We did practice, we did the F-bombs, and now we're doing the playoffs all in the same show today. But that's when you get in the playoffs, is by winning games in December, and you can't be 0 for your last 10 and expect to get into the playoffs. And that has to do with the quarterback position, but it has to do with a lot of other things, from wide receivers to running backs to O-linemen to D-linemen to the head coach to the offensive coordinator to the general manager to the owner and all the change that we've had.
Yeah. Kenny, thank you. We're going to come back to you in a half hour. Appreciate it.
All right, sounds good.
Talking a little bit. All right, now we're going over the pond.
Oh, yeah, let's go over the pond.
Man, I got to tell you, Eric, the referee, you did a really good job today. This might be the best job you've ever done.
You get a bag of air. Good job.
Eric, are you proud of yourself? Pat yourself on the back. Oh, you're going to throw a flag on yourself.
He's mad at me because
What's your...
Put your headphones on. Let's go.
I'm going to enjoy my Snickers.
All right, enjoy your Snickers there, Johnny Go-Go. All right, let's go overseas right now. Norm Whitlock, a member of the British Bulldogs Browns backers. And I got to tell you, I'm excited about going overseas here. Norm, before we even get into the Browns, how pissed are people about LeBron James putting his arm around the Duchess?
Yeah, it's a etiquette thing. If it was the Queen, there'd have been outrage. At the end of the day, Kate Middleton's, she's just a commoner who's married into the royal family, so it's not a huge issue that. It would have definitely been something a little bit more exciting if it had been the Queen, but, you know, it's only Kate Middleton, so, you know, I think you guys get a bit too wrapped up in this royal family business, you know, but I mean, obviously we're, you know, it's just part of our culture here and in history, yeah, sorry.
Number one, great setup you have over there. I see you got a Browns helmet in there, and does that say Her Majesty DAWGS? I love that.
DAWGS, yeah.
What got you involved with all of this and coming following the Browns?
Quite a number of times.
I bet. What got you involved with following the Browns and got you going with this?
Well, to keep it in a nutshell, 1987, I was watching the AFC Championship game against Denver. The fumble game, and it was essentially the fumble game that got me into the Browns.
Boy, Norm, did you get to watch yesterday's game? I know it was on pretty much all across the country here. Did you see yesterday's game, and what did you think of Johnny Manziel?
Yeah, I watched. It was a horror show. I mean, I just couldn't believe the fact that the whole team came out and just stunk. You know, I mean, this was essentially the start of the playoffs for us. It was, you know, it was a must-win game, and you think the guys would be motivated to, you know, you don't need. They say, you know, it's down to the coaching staff to motivate the guys. These are professional athletes, and they shouldn't need motivating. They knew what was on the line, and they just came out and laid the biggest egg. It was just a horror show. I couldn't believe what I was watching, and it's got to be the worst game I've seen the Browns play forever, and the fact that it's just everything was on the line there, and they just came up and stunk it. I mean, yeah, Johnny Manziel, we could talk about Johnny Manziel. I mean, he couldn't play any worse if he tried. Really reminded me of the Charlie Fry when he came out, and it was as bad as that. Don't think it was purely down to Johnny Manziel, because the offensive line was just the horror yesterday. But I think, you know, I know all the talks about the offense today. What's really worrying me more than anything, if I'm Carolina next week or the Ravens the week after, I'm just going to run the ball down our throats. We cannot stop the run. Doesn't matter whether it's up the middle, around the edges, we just keep getting gashed. And I'm just going to, if I'm Carolina, say on the Ravens, I'm just going to pound that ball all the time until we find a way to stop it. We're pretty good secondary-wise. We were okay against the pass. I thought Buster Screen, you know, there's only a few players on defence yesterday that made any difference. Screen, I thought, had a good game. Kruger, I thought, played well. Robertson, that's about it. Everybody else was pretty mediocre. But we've got to find a way to stop the run. That was just embarrassing yesterday.
All right, I normally would put people on the clock. I'm
Norm
scared.
is a beast.
You're doing great. Do you want to go on the clock and do a major rant, or do you feel like you've used all your material?
I mean, that was pretty much it, actually. I mean, I just cannot believe how bad we are against the run, particularly from Mike Penn, coach. I mean, defensive background there, just awful. All right,
I think you did a good. We're not going to put him on the clock because I think he did a great job right there.
Yeah, he was very well
Aren't
informed.
you good with that? All right.
Very well informed. The Brits know their football.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, very, very impressive phone call.
Norm, you're one of the best ones we've gone to this year, honestly.
Can I
You're
just
well prepared.
one final thing?
Yes.
I know it's a little bit off kilter. Uniform changes coming in next year.
They are.
I'm a bit of a boring old fart. I'd prefer to keep the uniforms just exactly as they are. I remember, in fact, when I became a Browns fan, the reason I quite liked the Browns as well because their uniforms were so uncool. They were actually cool.
Right. What did you think of the brown on brown yesterday? I'm not a fan.
I didn't mind that too much, actually. Quite like that, if that's the way they're going. I keep hearing there's going to be some grey coming into it.
Yeah.
I mean, I quite liked, actually, the Pro Bowl last year, Joe Hayden. If they go along that sort of line, that was quite subtle change, and I didn't think that looked too bad. But preferably, I'd like to keep the uniforms as they are, but I know it's not going to happen. I just hope they don't go. If they go down the Tampa Bay Buccaneers route, that is going to be that is an abomination of a uniform, isn't it?
Yeah. Norm, great. You're right. I'm with you. I like traditional. I don't have a problem with the uniform yesterday. If they would just put a stripe on the pants, guys, I feel like we're watching guys playing like what are the pants the girls are wearing, women are wearing now?
Yoga pants?
I feel like they're brown yoga pants that the players are in. Put a stripe or something on there just so you can see that they're not yoga pants. That's my problem.
Hey, I just want to, Norm, I want to ask you another thing, because I want to sink my teeth into a Premier League team. I just can't find a team. In honor of you calling us today, whoever you tell me right now should be my Premier League team, I am going to adopt them as my team.
I'm in.
Go ahead, give us a team.
Hey, I'm going to show you right now who you should be following.
Okay.
Chelsea. All right, that's our team now. We're going with Chelsea.
My dad was born and brought up in the London Borough of Chelsea, and that's why I'm a Chelsea fan. And they are a real top side. I don't know if you know much about the Premier League, but they are currently leading it at the moment.
Okay, I'm writing it down. Also, last one, best British comedy that we should be watching right now. And why can't I think of the name? There's a show that I love right now, and they got another movie coming out. It's the 4 kids that are in school. It is my favorite show, and now I can't remember the name of it.
Oh my gosh, I know it too.
Help me! It's the 4 kids that were in high school.
4 kids in high school. A British comedy.
Yeah, not the.
I'll think about it.
Oh, In-Betweeners.
The In-Betweeners. That's it. The In-Betweeners.
Oh yeah, it's a great. Have you seen the movie? That's great.
Yeah, I saw it. Now, the second one's coming out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, that's good stuff. The In-Betweeners. Love the In-Betweeners.
All right, I do too. I'm telling you, they're hysterical. All right, Eric, the referee's freaking out. I could talk to you all day.
Great stuff, Norm.
Can you call us back over the next 2 weeks? We want to talk to you again. You were great.
Okay, I'd love to.
All right, you're in. You're in the show.
See you guys.
All right,
Merry Christmas to you both, and have a Happy New Year as well, and to all the other people viewing in the US.
Thank you.
Norm.
Merry Christmas.
Take care, buddy.
All right, Eric, as
Great job,
spastic
Eric.
as you are right now, wait a second. We got to show you what he. Whoops,
where
the wrong one.
where are we?
All right, so he does this all the time when he wants us to move forward.
What is wrong with you? You're like, Stretch Armstrong, Junior.
Hey, I'm the time Nazi, all right? I spasm when we get way behind.
Yeah, have you ever seen The In-Betweeners?
No,
Dude, that show is
that good?
hysterical.
All right,
It is
I'm in. I'll watch.
so funny.
I'm definitely in.
All right, speaking of In-Betweeners, let's go to Matt Loney with